Welcome to our lesson 12, that is HTML forms. In this lesson, we shall understand what is a HTML form. Form means what? While we can see the user can enter some data and submit it, and the data can be stored for future use. In HTML, we can design the page to accept data from users, and the storing of data can be done by using some server-side scripting language like PHP, ASP.NET, and database should be there like SQL Server, MySQL has to be there. All has to be interlinked. But the first thing is this: the interface that you are going to create is using the form, the HTML form. In HTML form, we have got different controls like text box, password field, radio buttons, checkbox, list, and we have the submit and reset buttons. And HTML form is used to collect user input. User input is most often sent to a server for processing. An HTML form contains different kinds of information such as username, password, contact number, email ID, photo, other documents, etc. The elements used in the HTML form are checkbox, input box, radio button, file input, submit button, and HTML facilitates the user to enter data that is sent from server for processing and stored in database. We use the form elements or controls to get the data from the user, validate it as much as possible, and get the data to the server for further processing. If data is okay, we store the data permanently in our database. Now, to get the data from the user, we need to create a form. In a form, we have text box, password field, radio button, check box, list box, file control, submit button, reset button, etc. Now, how does a form look like? Let's see in the code editor. Let's create a new file. Say HTML form dot. We are giving the name form.html. Same code we have to write. We can change the title if we want. And from here our form element will start. This is our form, the beginning and end. Here we can use something called action. Now here action means what? When I click on the submit button, it will go to mypage.php. Because whenever we click on the submit button, the data will go to some other page. In HTML5 we can do minimum validations, then we can use JavaScript to validate it, and in the server side we can check some important validations if we have to compare with our database, and finally we can store in our database. But right now we will just understand how to store data in the database. We'll understand how to accept data from the user and store it and accept it from the user in the form controls. Right now, let's see once how it looks. Nothing is there. I have written some code here. I'll just copy the code to save my time. Here we are. Our small form is created. First name, last name, and button. Let's save it and see how it look in the browser. Here we are. First name, last name, and the button. Now, here we have given the value. Whatever value you want to give, you can give here. Whatever value you want to give, you can give here. You can use here ID and name, which are very much important. So, whenever you are using this text box, give ID, name, and value is optional. If you want, you can keep it blank. So if you don't want any value, so let's keep it blank. And now let's check it. See here, the blank form has come and the submit button has come. When I press on submit, it's going to a page called mypage.php. Why is going there? Because in our code we have given it here like this. mypage.php, which is not there right now. Then we can use a password field. Let's copy it. Here, if you want it to be a password field, you should give here password. then ID should always be unique and should never be same. I'm giving here P word and name also P word. Now let's see what happens. See, we have three text box here. Now whatever you will type here, all will come in the form of asterisks or unknown characters. Because this is a password field and these are text field where you can see whatever you are typing. But here you cannot see what you are typing. You can just understand what you have typed. Then we can have something called checkbox and radio button. Let's say we are going to use something called gender. I'm copying this text again and I'll remove the text which is not required. To do the work faster, I'm copying the text. Put it above the submit button. Now save it and let's see. See here, male and female is there. But you can select only one of them, either male or female. If you want one of them to be checked by default, let's say male will be checked by default, then you can give her one more attribute, checked. And you don't have to give any other value, simply check. What will happen? You see, male is checked Oh, sorry, why female is checked? So, you can see here, we can use the check attribute here so that it can be checked by default. And you see here, male is checked. Similarly, we can have something called checkbox. In radio button, only one item can be selected at a time. Whereas in checkbox, we can select multiple items at a time. So we'll have some radio button here. And we can see here we have these two checkbox which can be selected. To put it in the next line, you can use a beer out here. Use a beer. Then put it here. There you are. This is a radio button. Here also, in case of checkbox, the name has to be same. Here gender we have given here. If we give here the defined names, that time both can be selected. So we should have the name same in case of radio button. And in case of checkbox, this is not required. Many other designs we can do here in HTML using CSS. So the basic idea I have given you how to use a form, how to use a table, how to use the images, how to use list. Now, when we shall be doing in our next tutorial in CSS, we shall be covering this only. But there we can use colors, borders, background colors, and many more things. HTML is used to design the structure of the page. and CSS is used to style the page, because HTML have got does not have so much properties by which you can style the page as it is required in the today's website. There comes CSS, and we should be learning CSS3. So I want you to attend my CSS classes in the next video sessions. You'll get it, while you can design the pages, you can color the pages, you can put the images with borders, you can make drop down menus and many more things. So today we shall stop here, and this is the end of our HTML sessions. Thank you to all for attending these sessions. See you, or see all of you in our video CSS session very soon. Thank you.